Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we will discuss. I will give you some tips for beginners how to start coding. Let's start. Clearly, there are many ways to approach the practice of coding, and some methods and languages will work better for you than others. No matter what or how you learn, however, remember these tips. The first tip is to be patient. At the top of this, I said that anyone can learn to code. That doesn't mean it's easy. Coding requires you to approach problems in ways you haven't before. Certain topics may seem completely non-essential to you, yet central to the language you are learning. Problems that might seem easy at first will end up being far more complex to implement than you expected. You will spend hours hacking away at the assignment to not a wheel, and we can't afford debugging. You will quickly learn that computers are very nitpicky and will only do exactly what you tell them. Teeny types like missing semicolon or incorrect operation will break your entire program, and it's on you to track down the culprit. All of this can be unforgettable and discouraging, and that's okay. Do yourself a favor and program slowly and steadily, giving yourself time to let everything soak in. Even the best programmer were once where you are, and everyone has to learn the same things to start. Go easy on yourself, stick to the goals you have set, take breaks, and you will be fine. Uh, know your tools. You are going to be spending a lot of time starting at your screen. So be sure to reserve time for getting comfortable with your coding tools. All beginners language requires a text editor software used to write your code. Text editors include features to make coding easier, like color coding, autocomplete, find and replace, and dark mode. Notepad++, Sublime Text, PyCharm, and Max are popular text editor for beginners. You should also learn how to navigate the console as a text basis interface for your operating system. The console lets you find files to execute commands on them more quickly than the standard graphical user interface GUI. Familiarize yourself with how we use it, including the base Unix command, since you will be doing things that aren't possible in the GUI. Get comfortable with your Zach fundamentals. As with many topics, the early days programming languages are all about the essentials. You might start by learning binary databases and how to print to the console. From there, you will explore topics like variables, functions, ontological logic, arrays, and objects. It's essential that you fully grasp each of these concepts before advancing, because everything you learn in computer science builds on topics that come before. If something that makes sense, review it until it does. Don't assume it will make sense in the context of future lessons. If you are learning from tutorial, be sure you understand what each activity is meant to teach you. Complete all exercise in order to experience firsthand how each topic applies to coding, and it's as mentioned, be patient. You can embark on the ambition project until you grasp the fundamental. And write clean code from the start. Here is one thing an online course may not teach you. On top of learning how to write your code, you should also practice writing it well. What does this mean? For any given computation, there will be more than one way to program it. You should always strive to write in its most concise and readable way to that you can. Developers usually work in teams, so soldiers will be reading your code often. If it's hard to decipher, fellow developers won't look forward to working with you. Even if you decide to freelance, writing clean code ensures you will understand your own code. It's better to build as a habit of clean coding now, as it will save you hours trying to decipher your work after you have looked it in months. You might be wondering why clean code is important to learn at this point. You're a beginner, so shouldn't write a functional program be the main goal? Well, yes. However, this is about establishing good habits early. If you put in the extra work, how you will save yourself and others some sense down the road. A good way to achieve this in by keeping your lines and your function short. I recommend limiting each line of code to 80 characters max and each functions to not more than 15 lines. While limiting it first, these rules will train you to favor efficient code ever of the first idea that occurs to you. Also get the routine commenting comments are a segment of codes that aren't processed by computers, so you can write whatever you want inside them. Programmers use comments to clarify the purpose of their code, learn how to comment work in your language, and as the first list, leave comments at the top of your function explaining the job of each one. Google is your friend. There is no shame in Googling as a solution to problems. In fact, professional developers do it all the time. If you are struggling, someone probably been in the same situation and dropped a question for a forum. You'd surprised at how specific your queries can be while still finding a solution. Uh, Coding is more just the code. To finish up, I want to share one more valuable piece of advice from my first computer science class. From beginner's perspective, it may seem like learning to code means entailing learning how to literally write code. This makes sense. When we imagine a computer programmer, we will see computer writing out code on the computer. It's called coding after all. Once you begin though, you will learn that it isn't the whole story. In reality, you will spend significantly more time thinking about what to write before actually writing it. This is because coding is more about solving problems and then knowing the syntax. Learning it to code is learn to think like computers to do. They construct problems into their components and then address them with the tools you given. So yes, you will learn to write some impressive code and eventually build amazing things. But first, you will develop the thinking skills to get you there. In my years of coding, this new approach to problem solving has changed not only how I tackle technical challenges, but how I approach problems in general. I hope you will experience the same. I wish you the best luck in your journey. You can do this. So it's all for today. See you in the next videos. Bye.